guys. Today's video is just going to be me talking, so not showing you guys any beautiful scenery. I mean, here's the beautiful scenery. But I needed to go over a few things with you guys, and I kind of debated on how to do this, and so I think I'm just going to try to crunch it all into this one video instead of making multiple videos. So I hope that you guys will stay and listen for the whole entire video, because there's a lot that I want to go over. And then for all you ladies, stay till the end of this video, because what I have to say at the end of the video is going to be for all you ladies. It's going to be pertaining to the all-girls camping trip that I mentioned on one of my live videos previously. So stay tuned for that towards the end of this video. So, okay, with that being said, so I do want to address, now that I've calmed down from this issue a little bit, what happened to me when I was trying to go camping on the Colorado River with the 3 guys. So I do want to address that, because wow, I did not expect, I mean, I kind of expected, because you guys are so awesome, but the overwhelming concern and questions and, you know, just concerns from you guys of what happened with that incident. So it did shake me up a lot, because that's the first time I've had something like that happen to me ever. So I always said that if something scary or crazy like that was to ever happen to me, that it would probably scare me so much where I would not want to, where I would want to take a break, and where I wouldn't want to travel anymore, because it would scare me. But thank God, I feel like I'm a strong enough person, mentally and physically. I feel like I'm a strong enough person. Obviously I am, because I don't want to give up my traveling. So it didn't scare me that much. And if you guys are watching my channel, because I'm sure you guys know my social media since you saw it on my Jeep, you guys didn't scare me that much. So but with that being said, it did scare me though to have an incident like that happen, considering I'm just by myself and everything. And I did tell you guys in that video that it's probably going to be a little while before I feel comfortable enough to go camp for free in the middle of nowhere now, because I'm probably not going to get no sleep doing that, because I'm going to be up all night long, paranoid and worried. So I said I wasn't going to do that for a little while, and that I was going to stay in established campgrounds. And established campgrounds, when I say that, it means I'm going to go stay like in campgrounds that I have to pay for, and other people are there camping, so I'm not there by myself camping. I'm pretty good at finding deals on campgrounds, so thank goodness. Because it sucks, because obviously going in free camping, you know, saves me a lot of money. But honestly, my nerves are still shooken up a little bit over that whole entire incident, where I just don't feel comfortable to do that right now. I'm sure eventually I'm going to get over it, and I'll be fine, and I'll be able to go and enjoy free camping again. I will be on extra guard though when I do that. But for right now, I'm just glad that this incident did not scare me so badly where I said, I'm done with this. You know, I had to really, it did scare me a little bit where I almost was at that point, but I had to really take a little while and try to process what happened, and really think about what happened, and really think about things. And honestly, I'm not ready to give up my traveling. I'm not ready to go live in a house 24/7 and not go explore the beautiful outdoors. I'm just not ready to give that up. And you know, nothing really technically, they didn't physically do anything to me, they just put me on guard and put me on alert. I think that if I would have stayed overnight, I think it would have been worse, and I think something probably would have happened. And then I probably would have said, I'm done with traveling for right now. But it was just a small incident, thank God. And yeah, I'm not letting that break me and give up my traveling. So I'm just not. So I'm being smart, and I've rethought how I'm doing this traveling for right now. And that's going to be just stay in established campgrounds where there's other people. And some of these established campgrounds, and you guys know I use Hip Camp a lot, you know, they're pretty secluded, you know, like especially these Hip Camp places. You can camp all by yourself, and the owners of the property are somewhere on the property, but it's private property, and I still feel like I'm just in the middle of nowhere by myself. I'm just paying to camp on somebody's private land. So I'll probably be using Hip Camp a lot, to be honest with you, so I can still have that feeling of being secluded in nature and everything. So, oh, and then I wanted to address, a lot of you guys were concerned about whether the one guy that was looking underneath my Jeep, whether he put a tracker under there or not. So I want to let you guys know, when I was standing here at my door talking to the one guy that was talking to me, asking me all these questions, and the other two were walking around my Jeep, I was watching them the whole time when they were on this side. But when they got around to the other side, and that's where the guy got down on his knees, I actually walked over here to the front of my Jeep. And the guy that was talking to me followed me and walked with me to talk with me, or to ask me questions. And so I was watching the other two guys the whole entire time, because I didn't think about them looking under my Jeep until he did. But my Jeep was unlocked, so I was concerned that they might try to open the door on the other side. That's what my first thought was. And then when I saw the guy get down on his knees and start looking underneath my Jeep, I kept my eyes on them the whole entire time. And then that's when I looked at them and said, okay guys, well, it was nice meeting you guys. I got to get back on the road. Y'all have a good day. And that's when the guy got up, and then they all three were standing there, and then I got my Jeep, and then I pulled off. So he never went underneath my Jeep. He never touched under my Jeep. He was just looking under my Jeep. And yes, I get it, because I know a lot of people said something about this also. I do have a Jeep that has a lot of modifications on it, and I get it a lot from people, especially guys, wanting to see my modifications. They want to see what I have, how I have it built and everything, and I take that as a compliment when it happens. You know, I love it when people want to see under my Jeep and see what I have and stuff like that. But that's not the vibe that I got from those guys. They weren't asking me anything about my modifications on my Jeep. They weren't asking me nothing, you know. So yeah, I don't think that was the case. They were just amazed by my mods that I had on my Jeep, and maybe they were. They just went around the wrong way of doing it. But the sign that I got is when I got down there to that Colorado River, and they pulled up down there, and then the one guy grabbed his crotch. So I think they had other intentions just from that happening. Because like I said, when I met them at the Overlook the first time, I got a bad vibe from them, but I wasn't like shaken up over it. It was when I got to the Colorado River, and they came pulling in down there, and they kept staring at me, and they didn't pull anything out of their truck, and one guy grabbed his crotch while he was like looking at me. That's when I got shooken up and got the really bad vibe. So I know a lot of you guys were concerned, and I know a lot of you guys are new now to my channel because of that video. I'm not giving up the traveling. I'm okay. It did take me a minute to really process and really think about everything that happened, and I'm still shaken up about it a little bit, but not as bad. But being in these established campgrounds for right now, I think is going to be good. I've already stayed in a few established campgrounds since the incident, and I slept like a baby. I was fine. There's normally a camp host there, or owners, or, you know, whatever. So I wanted to address that because I know a lot of you guys were concerned, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So yeah, so that's that. Okay, part 2. The next thing I want to address is my land. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about when I'm going to go to my land and when I'm going to start building on that and blah, blah, blah. So I was waiting for the paperwork to come through, and I finally got the paperwork. I have to go to the county office, and I have to take the paperwork to the county office and then get the title. So it took a little while for me to get the paperwork. The lady that gave me the land, she actually did it all through the county because she wanted to make sure everything was done correctly. It's pretty windy. So I had to wait for her to mail that paperwork to me, and it took a little while for me to get it. And I had it mailed to a friend of mine's house. And so I finally got the paperwork, and because it's so late getting the paperwork and getting all the stuff done, and I have a lot of stuff that I need to do on the land, ideally, originally, I wanted to start living on the land this summer, because we all know, if you've followed my channel for a while, and if you're new, then you probably don't know, but summertime, living in my Jeep is really difficult on me and my dog. More so on my dog. My dog has never dealt with summertime heat. She's never dealt with the heat. And she had her first little tiny experience with it last year for the summer, and it was really, really rough on her. She could not stop panting, and it was just really difficult. So, and my dog comes first. That's my number one. So, so I really wanted to go and stay on my land this summer, and just so I could have a base and a structure to stay in with air conditioner and all that, and not be sleeping in my Jeep in the heat. But after really giving it some thought and thinking, because I have a lot to do with the land, I need to get somebody to come in, and I need to get the road accessible. There's a part of the road that needs to be more accessible. It's not a big part, but it's a little part. And then I also need to get a driveway made up to where my structure that I choose is going to be. And then I needed to get gravel to come in, because it is like that red dirt, and I didn't want to deal with like mud and stuff. And then I needed to get a structure for me to live in, and then also get that structure prepared. And you know, so basically I just needed to get a lot of stuff done. I haven't met them yet, but somebody reached out to me that actually lives in the area, and they're really nice people through email. They actually recognized exactly where my land was, because they've lived in the area for some years. And it's a guy and a lady, and really nice people. They've been emailing me and messaging me and stuff through Instagram. And so they have been giving me some helpful insights, and they actually told me that it's best for me to start getting all that stuff done, prepared for my land, because a lot of people buy land up there and they use it specifically what I wanted to use it for their summertime place. So meaning during the spring, they start booking all these people to come in to do their roads or their driveway or buy the structures and all this stuff, you know. So so they told me that it was best to get it done now, because all these, you know, it's a really small area, small town up there, and so there's not that many people that do that kind of work. So these people are like booked out and stuff, and it needs to be done before monsoon season comes and everything. So realistically, I don't have the time. I mean, I could, if I wanted to, get the land somewhat livable for me to stay up there for the summertime, but it's going to be so much stress in such a short time for me to do that, because I'm doing it all on my own. So I try not to stress myself out any, because you guys know that my whole life I dealt with depression, and it's the whole reason why I started traveling, was to work on myself and my depression and my mental self-being and everything. And I feel like if I was to go there and start crunching and trying to get all this stuff done in such a short period of time, and still go out and videos for my channel and edit it and all that stuff, it would be so much stress on me. And so stress would be a mental trigger for my depression. And so mentally, I just don't think it's a great idea for me to go live up there on the summer right now. Let me make sure my phone is still recording. Okay, just had to make sure. So I'm not going to be working on the land this summer. It's just a smart decision for me to do. It also gives me a whole nother year to save up more money and put more money in my savings account, because that's going to be another thing that will depress me and stress me out really bad, is to see all this money that I'm spending all at once and the huge chunk come out of my savings account, and I'll probably be down to like nothing, you know. So that would definitely stress me out. So it's smart for me to just wait. So I'm going to wait till next year and then start early getting the land prepared for me to go live up there on the summer. And when I say I'm going to start early, I'll probably start like in March or April or something, or March, probably March, the beginning of March, or February actually, trying to get the land prepared. I'll just make multiple trips over there and I'll do it in pieces, but we'll discuss all that when that time comes. So it's just best for me to, you know, I got excited getting the land and everything, and then I also got excited thinking, oh, okay, now I don't have to live in my Jeep for the summertime in the heat and travel. I have my home base, and the weather's pretty nice there during the summertime. So I was pretty excited. Everything had just happened, and so I was just like, wasn't really thinking correctly. But now that I've really thought about it, it's the smart thing for me to do. I'm excited to build on my land, but like I said, I'm going to start doing that next year. I just want to be able to do it in pieces and not all at once, if that makes sense. So with that being said, traveling during the summertime. I have a very difficult time traveling during the summer. July 1st will be 3 years that I left Las Vegas and just started full-time traveling. The first year of me traveling, meaning my first summer, I was towing a travel trailer behind my Jeep, which means I had air conditioner inside the travel trailer. I had all the amenities. I got rid of the travel trailer. As you guys can see, I think I had that travel trailer maybe 9 or 10 months. Realistically, Jeeps are known to not be good tow vehicles, so it was putting a lot of stress on my Jeep. It was putting a lot of stress on me. I can get to more places in my Jeep. So I'm just much happier doing it in my Jeep right now. So I got rid of the travel trailer. And so last year was the first summer actually traveling, living in my Jeep without the trailer, meaning without air conditioner and all that stuff. And I was actually in the Pacific Northwest in June and July. So whenever the summertime hit, I was in the Pacific Northwest. And whenever I really got hit with the heat, believe it or not, I was in northern Idaho in the mountains when the summertime, the real summertime, really hit. I mean, I was in probably one of the northernmost places, you know, where it could be cool summers, up in the mountains in northern Idaho. And I was camping up there, and I just couldn't do it. My dog, she couldn't stop panting. She didn't even want to go lay in the sun. She didn't want to come out, but all she did was pant. And I kept spraying her down with water. I would turn the air conditioner on in my Jeep, and it was rough on me too. I was pouring sweat and everything. so I couldn't really go and do anything. So it mentally triggered my mental state. So I literally had a breakdown, actually. I did a live video from where I was camping at in northern Idaho, and I was crying on the video, just talking about how I couldn't take this. I need a break, and you know, I'm burned out, and it was all because of the heat, the summer heat, getting to me. I mean, it was impossible almost to sleep in my Jeep. I started staying in campgrounds so I could be more safe, because I have these right here where I can crack my window. So I was sleeping with the windows like halfway down and just putting these covers on, and I felt a little safe doing that with my windows down because there were so many other campers and everything. But I couldn't do that in the middle of nowhere because somebody would easily be able to just get inside my Jeep. But it was just really tough on me. And so I ended up driving to Texas, and I took a little break at my aunt's house in Texas, and stayed there for a little bit just to get out of the heat. Yes, I know, Texas is one of the most hottest and humid states in the United States, but I was in a house, an air conditioner. So, so I had to really think about, what am I going to do for this summer? Obviously, I mean, I could go up to the mountains somewhere. I could go to the Pacific Northwest. I could go to Maine, you know, but anywhere that I go, I'm going to have to deal with the summertime temperatures, whether it's going to be 86 degrees or 100 degrees, you know, living in my Jeep and sleeping in my Jeep and just having no air conditioner and so on forth. The 86 degrees is going to be like 100 degrees to me and my dog. So I've been kind of stressing over that a little bit on what to do. I had even thought about maybe going up to the Dakotas and going back to the mountains in Montana, because I really loved the mountains in Montana. But realistically, because I was in the mountains in Montana after I left Idaho, and I actually had a cabin up there because that's when I was going through my mental stuff with the heat. And it was even hot up there, and I was up high elevation in those mountains. So yeah, so it's I can't do it during the summertime. There's lots of YouTubers that are travelers that have to take breaks, or they have to stop during the wintertime, because there's a lot of travelers that can't do it during the wintertime. The cold is too much for them. And then there's some that can't do it in the summertime. The heat is too much for them, like me. So, I see it all the time. A lot of these YouTubers that are travelers, they'll just go and rent places. You know, Airbnb has monthly rentals that are very cheap. By the ways, you check out the monthly rentals on Airbnbs. You can find some really good deals for monthly rentals on Airbnbs. Some of them are pretty expensive, but some of them you can find some really good deals. So I've decided summertime, when the heat comes around, is really only like 3 months. So I've decided for the summer, I think it's best for me not to sleep in the Jeep, and I'm probably going to get cabins. I don't want to get homes or houses or apartments or hotel rooms, because I still want to be in the outdoors. I don't want to be in the cities. Preferably, I'd like to find cabins that are secluded or just in the middle of outdoors, and I've already been looking and found a couple. So yeah, I still had that feeling of being outdoors. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So meaning I'm going to have to dig into my savings account for this, but I have to be smart for my health and for my well-being and for my dog. So I do have to be smart about this. So I'm trying to research, because you guys know I'm a penny pincher and stuff. So I'm trying to research and trying to find the best deals on cabins and in beautiful areas and so on forth, you know. And then also where there's lots of places around that I can explore and go and hike, or you know, whatever. So yeah, so it's going to be a lot of research and planning on that, because I do not want to be paying a whole buttload of money just for a freaking cabin. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure all that out and everything. I still have a little bit of time before that heat really gets here and everything. So yeah, I still have some time to think about it. The monthly rentals obviously is the best way to go. It's the cheapest way to go, doing the monthly rentals. But I don't know if I could stay still in a cabin, one cabin, for a whole entire month and find awesome places for a whole entire month in the area to still go explore and still go see and film and all that. So I just have to figure that out. It's going to be a lot more though if I don't do monthly rentals. So because then they just charge you per night. So like I said, it's all going to come down to me doing the research and everything. Okay, this part is for the ladies. So guys, if y'all want to end the video now, you can go ahead and end the video, because this does not pertain to you. Or you can just stay and keep hearing me talk. So I mentioned in one of my live videos recently, about I get a lot of females that contact me, and they're either new to traveling or they're just travelers, but they feel uncomfortable doing this, and you know, they want to know how I do it. I'm an inspiration to them, and you know, they need help. They have a lot of questions, and I get it. You know, the first probably about a good year, I was a little uncomfortable traveling around these states by myself, and I had a big travel trailer with me, but I was still uncomfortable because it takes a minute to get adjusted to it. And it was probably about a good year before I really got adjusted to it. And I really wish I would have met another solo female traveler who could have gave me some insights and gave me some hope and help and stuff, and shared her stories and everything on how she did it. But I didn't. I had to figure it all out on my own. So because I have so many females contact me about this, and also I know a lot of females are forced to live in their vehicles, are forced to live on the road due to personal issues or something. So with that being said, I would like to do an all girls, if any of you guys are still watching, camping trip somewhere. That way we can all get together, we can all camp together. I can share how I do this, how I got over my fear of doing this, and just share any helpful insights that I can share with you guys. And then obviously there will be other females there that have been doing it for a minute too, and they'll be able to help also and share their stories and their helpful hints and everything. So I think it would be nice for me to do this, and then that gives me a chance to meet some of you guys and some of you fellow travelers, girls. So guys, I'm sorry that this is going to be an all girls thing, because I know that a lot of you guys that travel, I know some of you are full-time travelers also, but the girls, there's a lot of them that just don't feel too comfortable being around men. And if they feel uncomfortable traveling, I'm sure that's one of the reasons why they feel uncomfortable traveling. So I want to make these girls feel comfortable to come to this camping trip. And you know, for you guys, please don't say anything negative about it or anything. I hope you guys will understand. It's just some of these ladies were in bad relationships or abusive relationships, or they were in the past or something, you know. So I just want them to come to this camping trip and know that they're coming, which is nothing but females, and learn how to do this and to be comfortable doing this. So, and then later on down the road, a while down the road, it'll have to be after summer or sometime, then maybe one day I'll do an all, you know, female and guy camping trip for all travelers. But for right now, I just want to do an all female one, because I was there in the beginning and I really wish I had somebody help me out, preferably another female, because, you know, I was uncomfortable traveling at first. I'm not no more. So yeah, so for all you ladies, in the description of my video, if you guys are interested to do this camping trip, I'm thinking about doing it somewhere either in the state of Arizona, Nevada, or Utah. It'll be in one of those 3 states, and it's going to be sometime in the next month. So with that being said, if you guys are interested, any females, even if you're not a traveler and you want to just come and camp, female, then come. But it is an all-girls event. And so, therefore, I'm being very secretive about this, too, because I don't want to take the chance of some guy popping up and being like, oh, wow, look, can't believe I ran into you here. Because it'll happen. So, I'm being very secretive about this. So, the way I'm going to do this, in the description of this video and all my videos, if you click on the description and you scroll down, you'll see my email address on there. My email address is wanderingjeepsy@yahoo.com. It's in the description of this video. Go to my email, send me an email telling me about yourself. Telling me if you're a full-time traveler, or if you just do it part-time, or if you just want to come and camp with us. But also let me know where you're at right now. Let me know what state you're in right now, because I need to try to do this something like, if I get like 50 people that are up in Maine, you know, that's going to be kind of hard to get you guys all the way down here to these states. So I'm trying to find something that's a little central located for all the females, where they don't have to drive way too far. I am going to try to find a free camping place to do it at. That way, because I know a lot of travelers, they kind of, you know, they're like me, they penny pinch and everything, and they don't have a lot of money to spend and everything. So, so I'm going to do it at a free BLM camping place somewhere. So you don't have to worry about paying for a campsite. When you send me the email, just send me a little bit about yourself, how you travel, or if you're a full-time traveler, or if you do it part-time, you know, all that stuff, whatever. And then also, so I can make sure that I'm talking to a female, I'm sorry, if you can include a selfie picture of yourself. I just need to make sure. You never know. I mean, it's a crazy world that we live in. So, and I've had some crazy emails and comments from people before. So, so it's not just for my safety, it's your safety, both of our safeties. So if you can just send me a selfie picture of yourself in the email also. If you don't know how to do that, when you email me, just say, I don't know how to send a selfie picture to you. Then I'll just email you back and I'll tell you how to send that picture. So I just need to really just make sure that it's a girl that I'm talking to, and that I'm going to be giving up our secret location. So, hope you guys understand. Sorry. I mean, it was the only way that I could figure it out, because that was one of the reasons why I was like, oh, how am I going to do this all-girl camping trip but how am I going to know they're really girls that are coming, you know, that I'm talking to? And so I really had to give it some thought, and that was the only thing that I could come up with is you guys will just have to send me a selfie picture of yourself. So yeah, and then I'm still thinking it all through. I once I hear where everybody is from, I'm going to figure out where to do this girls camping trip at. I will ask one thing though. Everybody's gonna have to bring their own food, their own drinks, your own bathroom if they're, you know, however you use the bathroom, because it's gonna there's probably not gonna be any bathrooms there. So you're gonna have to be self-contained, bring your own stuff. I'm thinking about maybe one night doing a potluck where all of us will bring like a dish or something together and we all eat together this one night. It was either going to be that or I was going to ask everybody to throw, like, everybody has to give me like $20 or $30 and I would cook for them every single night. But I don't want to ask you guys to give me any money. I don't want to do that. So I think it's best just everybody just bring their own stuff, breakfast food, lunch, dinner, drinks, you know, whatever. Bring your own stuff, and then one night bring enough to do a potluck for everyone. If you don't have a lot of money and you can't afford to go buy a bunch of food to do a potluck for a group of girls, I don't know how many people are going to come, but I'll kind of let everybody know once I find out. If you don't be embarrassed by that. Don't even worry about it. Do not be embarrassed by it either, that you cannot cook something for a whole bunch of other people. I will understand, and I'm sure the other girls will understand also. But you could still come and eat at the potluck. So, yeah, that's about it. I think I just covered it all. I hope this is still videoing. Woo, I went for 37 minutes. So, alright, well, I think I covered it all. Sorry this video isn't like me hiking somewhere or showing the beautiful mountains, but hey, look at the beautiful Jeep. That's about it. And, yeah, so, I thought about doing a live video about all this stuff, but not everybody sees the live video. So I thought it was best to just post a video of all this that I needed to talk about and discuss. Okay, well that's it. So, till next time.